Hello guys, welcome to another video from me that I have a theory that I will come up, and you saw yesterday the first part that I think that when we write things on a paper, when we write articles, or when we write a book, when we write notes, what actually really happens is that there is a miracle happen, and by that I mean that there is a force. I call it the electromagnetic force, and thus electromagnetic really exists. But what I want to explain here is how the process goes from the energy, what you have, the idea, the energy, how you transmit that in your handwritings. What process that going on from your idea, from your perception, and when you write it down, and you express it in your writings, in your articles, in your books, in your novels, or when there's a motive behind or opinion behind, how from the brain. And this is really miracle. Well, for me it's a miracle, and thank God, it really exists, that how we project our idea, our energy, on a piece of paper by handwriting. There's really something really amazing miracle going on, and I uploaded the first video yesterday. That when you grow up as a child, the first thing what you learn in school is how to write, read and writing. It's how to write letters and stuff like that. And what really happens is that by learning handwriting, you learn the magic or the power or the miracle, how to project your idea, your motive, your opinion, or your story or your description from your brain through electromagnetic fields by using a pen and drawing it on and writing it on a paper. I will go deeper into it. So today I was doing a lot of discoveries, and the thing what I want to say up front is that I have really no guidelines or a direction or a class or a method. It just comes from itself. It's like I'm thinking about something, and then it falls right into my hand, the solution of it. It's really incredible. So what you see already on a board, I want to explain you something. As you know that our school notes, when you write on the notes, handwritings, or mathematics, it looks always like this. The plane, the texture, the background texture looks always either linear like this, or in little squares, and then you write letters like A or L or small l, or an E or an A or an M or an O or an P, or you learn a big M, a small m, a V, a O, a U, right, in handwriting. Or the same thing in here. You learn here like that. In this is like A or L or B or M or big M or U, little u, or E or G, and so forth. So that's how your first perception is when you learn handwritings on on paper, and the texture looks either linear or looks those little cubes, so that you learn how to write letters in handwriting letters in these fields. So as here already you hear the word fields, and you see exactly how a form has to be to write a letter. So now let me tell you something very interesting. And this is all, there are reference on Wikipedia, proven reference, and formulas and equations, etc. And I just like, that's the thing, you know, it somehow it comes all to me, because I can look in 1,000 theories or in millions theories, but out of that million theory, no, there are 1,000 theories or million theories, and instead of really look into each theory, it would take forever. And that's the thing, what amazes me, that it falls me into my hand that out of these million theories, the right one falls right into my hand, and that one brings me to another. It's really astonishing. So, you know that. So the other thing is, what I want to tell you up front is that we know the Earth, our planet Earth, the rotation of the planet Earth looks kind of like this. Let me, it goes around its own axis, right? And goes kind of like this, or the other way around. This is how Earth rotation, right? Our planet Earth rotation goes like this in its own axis, and then out of the sun, so it kind of looks like this, kind of like. And then that because first of all I had these, and then the Earth rotation was the key that unlocked my whole understanding of theory, what I'm trying to explain you guys here. The rotation in its own axis of our planet Earth. Then I was saying, okay, the planet Earth rotates like this, right? And then I was thinking about, and I'm telling you, no jokes, I'm not naive, I know what I'm talking about. Now you're gonna see some real interesting miracles, what's really going on. So I know that the Earth rotation goes like this, in its own axis, and turns around like this. So when you hold a pen in your hand, right, and you write something, it does the same. Look at the top of it. It does the same thing, right? You see that? It rotates on a paper. When you write on these things on a paper, on a linear or in those squares, you write like this. Now you see that our pen is rotating the same way. So we know that the Earth has electromagnetic fields in itself, and through the electromagnetic fields, through its rotation on its own axis, it creates energy. There's something going on. And the rotation of its own axis, I knew that since a little kid, that the Earth rotates in its own axis and stuff like that. But when I discover a theory, what I'm explaining to you here, this didn't came when I discovered this theory, but like an hour ago, it gave me the proof, the confirmation that I'm right, that the planet Earth rotation that goes like on its own axis in the universe creates a motion, a rotation motion, and we know the Earth has electromagnetic fields in itself, and it does do a lot of miracles, as we know, on the Earth planet. So the rotation of the Earth in its own axis, and it goes like this. We do the same thing when we write, right? Left-handed or right-handed, it doesn't matter. When you look at a pen, it goes on its own axis and it goes like this. This is how our Earth goes too. Really astonishing. So, and I thought about, okay, when I look at a piece of papers, I found out, because it's all about because I'm telling you that the miracle is that what we have in our mind, the image, the picture, the motive, the message, the energy, what we wanted to express in letters when we write something, when we write an article, when we write books, magazines, and stuff like this, how the process goes on that piece of paper, and how this energy, this motive, this message, this idea stays on this paper through handwriting, the rotation of handwriting. I go into it, and you give that paper where's the handwriting on it, and you give it the reader to read, and how this force through the electromagnetic force, this idea, this message or motive, what you have expressed in the handwriting on this piece of paper, releases itself from the other person in his mind. It's astonishing, and I go deeper into this. This is just what's the summary what I'm trying to explain here, but I go into detail. So we know that the Earth rotates like this on its own axis, and it looks like this. So the same thing is when we do handwriting, that we do this. So that tells me when we do handwriting, you see this rotation, that we know the Earth is full of electromagnetic fields, and Nikola Tesla was saying that everything is energy, everything is light and energy. And even Jesus was saying that we are the light of the world. So that tells me when the Earth planet, when it rotates like this, it creates some kind of a miracle, some kind of process, a lot of process that's going on through its rotation like this in the universe and in its own axis, that through that motion something happens with the electromagnetic fields all the time, and maybe on our surface and stuff like this. So I know then that when we write something with handwriting, with a pen, a pencil, it doesn't matter, that this rotation takes place also. So that tells me that something is going on when we do handwritings. I know nowadays we do typing. It's a very interesting thing what I go into it. It's actually the same principle, but the transmission is a little bit different, but it's the same principle. So when we write that there's something going on through the rotation on the surface, and our surface is not the planet Earth, our surface is a piece of paper. It looks either that, or blank. So by doing the electromagnetic fields by rotation of our pencil, there's something going on the piece of paper, which is the letters, what we're writing on it, or the numbers, the same thing. So we got that. So, and there is a rule that you think I'm not joking. I was astonished when I found out that this exists, this rule. There's a right hand rule. I'm reading right here, it's from Wikipedia. A right hand rule. It says, oh, but wait, let me go quick to the surface, to those surfaces in the electromagnetic field before I jump to back to the pen. Is that a surface, you see that surface, there are all kinds of surfaces when you write on a paper, a blank surface, this kind of surface, doesn't matter, that each point